just ended up just getting worse and worse for a day or two until it ended up all over the flat at home. There was water from my house to right across the other side of the river to the substation on Blackman's Gap Road. And the last afternoon before the rain stopped, it come a sort of a storm, and I was sitting in the kitchen watching some cattle that was stuck on the flat, couldn't get off. And then when the storm stopped, I went outside and I was sitting on a stump out in the backyard watching them, and then next thing they got moving like as though they were going to try and come out, and they just washed away. And I think there'd be probably like 57 head of cattle and a mob of calves went, and I think counting the calves we're still at least 35 head still missing. And when they washed away, I was just watching them go past, and they went about that fast in the water. That's about how quick the river was moving.
Were they belly up at that point?
No, they just blew their bellies up and floated. They were, they didn't look to be real stressed or anything, but the cows were singing out to their calves, and calves were singing out to their mothers. And was 3 or something cows came out, they got to the edge and swam out and got up the bank at the house. And 3 cows, I think it was, and a little baby calf got out. But when they were swimming out, the little calf was washed up against the side of the cow. That's sort of what held the calf there, And I think all the other little calves that got washed away, we never seen them again, like the baby calves, and they just get washed up against a tree and drowned, or once they got against a tree with the water pressing on them, they'd never get out, would they? No, well, I think a lot of the people have got a common interest, eh? Yeah, I think that. They're all in the same line of, well, now the sawmill's closed and that, it sort of took the timber fellas out of it a fair bit. But, there's still a lot of people about that have got cattle. The dairying industry's wrecked. It needs a big shake up, that milk business, and get it sorted out so those fellas are working for money, not for love. And that's what's happening.
How do you think they're feeling like, they experienced $1 a litre, now the flood hits them, the government doesn't want to know them, industry doesn't want to know them?
No, they'd be feeling real down, those people. Like, I dairied myself for a long time, over 20 years, and there's a lot of work dairying, and like a lot of town people that buy their milk in a bottle, I think that's where it comes from, but it don't, I'd be down changing hydrants in the middle of the night, or over at the yard pulling calves in the middle of the night. If you didn't get up, set the alarm and go and pull them, the cows would die. And, the people that are drinking the milk, they don't know that. Yeah, they got no idea.
Do you think they know about the floods or anything, the people who are drinking the milk in the cities?
They'd have a small idea about it. Like a flood like we've just had, it takes months to get over it. Months and months, especially if you get a mob of cattle washed away, there'll be a month a year that you won't have any income at all. But you'll still have work to do, and every time you buy something, you still got to pay top dollar for it,